Otis, a grizzled human veteran with streaks of silver in his hair and battle scars that told stories of countless skirmishes, moved silently through the dense alien forest. His senses were honed from years of surviving in war zones humans had long abandoned for being too dangerous. Yet this mission, though quieter, was far more perilous. He wasn't hunting soldiers or raiders this time. He was protecting 4 frightened dragon girls. The first time he had met them, they had been no bigger than his forearm, trembling and whimpering in a crumbling cave. Their scales shimmered in hues he had never seen on Earth, emerald, sapphire, topaz, and violet, but their eyes mirrored the same fear any human child might display. He had named them for the colors they resembled: jade, azure, amber, and amethyst. Molly, the youngest of Otis's companions, and a sharp-eyed dragon girl with copper scales, clung to his shoulder as they moved through the undergrowth. She had a mischievous streak that belied the trauma she had endured, constantly darting out to investigate insects, pebbles, or the strange alien flora surrounding them. "Stay close, Molly," Otis murmured, his voice low but firm. "You're not ready to fight yet, and I won't let anything happen to you." She pouted, but obediently tucked her wings behind her back, letting him guide her. Behind them, the other 3 followed in a carefully orchestrated formation, Otis ensuring their movements were silent yet swift. The forest around them was alive with alien predators, creatures with razor-sharp talons and eyes that glowed in the dark, but he had learned to read their intentions through subtle movements and vibrations. For weeks, Otis had been escorting the dragon girls across hostile territories, away from their mother, Velithra, a massive, tyrannical dragon who had ruled her brood with an iron claw. Velithra's cruelty had forced the 4 young dragons into hiding, and Otis had vowed to keep them alive. To the aliens in this galaxy, a human was fragile, weak, and barely a contender. But Otis carried with him the quiet storm of human ingenuity, courage, and relentless determination, the kind of traits that could turn the tide of battle even against impossible odds. One night, under the shimmer of a distant gas giant, the group camped near a crystalline stream. Otis carefully unpacked rations and filled a small basin with water, letting the dragon girls drink first. Molly, despite being tired, hovered near him, her wings fluttering slightly. "Otis, do you think she'll find us?" Molly asked, her small voice trembling. Otis crouched to meet her gaze. "She might. But if she does, she'll have to get through me first." His jaw tightened. "And I've gotten pretty good at being human versus dragon." He knew that Velithra was unlike any opponent he had ever faced. She was not just enormous, she was cunning, strategic, and cruelly intelligent. Humans in this part of the galaxy were often underestimated, and that was the advantage Otis relied upon. While she calculated strength in scales and firepower, he calculated with experience, stealth, and the unpredictability of human tactics. Hours later, the wind shifted. Otis's instincts screamed danger before anyone else noticed. The water in the stream rippled unnaturally, and the trees shivered despite the calm night. A shadow loomed, a shadow so immense it blocked the light of both moons. "She's here," he whispered. The ground trembled as Velithra landed with a thundering force, her enormous wings folding with deadly elegance. Her eyes, burning with fury, scanned the group. "Otis," she hissed, her voice like rolling boulders, "you dare take what is mine!" Otis stood slowly, placing himself between the 4 dragon girls and their mother. "I dare because you failed them," he replied calmly. "They are not pawns for your cruelty. They are alive because I fought to save them." The forest erupted in chaos. Velithra lunged forward with a speed that belied her massive size, aiming to strike Otis with her jagged talons. He rolled aside, narrowly avoiding the sweep, and fired a series of compact plasma grenades that erupted in blinding light. Humans may have been weak, but they were clever, and Otis had studied alien combat extensively. Every movement, every feint, every minor diversion was calculated to keep the dragon girls safe. Molly and the others instinctively hid behind him, their small claws tapping nervously on the ground. Otis could feel their fear, but also their trust. They believed in him. And that belief, more than any weapon or armor, was what made him unstoppable in this moment. Velithra, enraged by the unexpected resilience of a human, unleashed a torrent of fire that ignited the forest around them. Otis rolled again, grabbing Molly mid-fall and pushing her out of the flames. He then pulled a compact device from his belt, a human invention that emitted an electromagnetic pulse designed specifically for giant reptilian nervous systems. The pulse struck Velithra, momentarily stunning her. "Now!" Otis shouted, signaling the dragon girls. Using the small gaps in the trees and the chaos, they darted through the undergrowth. Molly flapped her small wings, struggling to keep pace with Otis, but determination burned in her eyes. For hours they ran, Otis using every trick, every bit of human ingenuity he had ever learned. They crossed ravines, scaled rocky cliffs, and waded through alien rivers, always staying just out of Velithra's reach. He was not fast enough to defeat her in brute force, but humans were adaptable, and he used every element of the terrain to his advantage. By dawn, they reached a hidden valley, shielded from view by layers of bioluminescent foliage. Molly clung to Otis's shoulder, her exhaustion evident, but her trust unwavering. He let himself breathe for the first time in hours, scanning the horizon for any signs of pursuit. "They won't give up," Molly whispered. "No," Otis admitted, looking down at her. "But neither will we, humans. We never give up, Molly, and neither do the brave." Molly smiled weakly, the first real smile since their ordeal began. "I'm brave," she said softly. "You are," Otis replied, patting her tiny shoulder. "And you're going to be stronger than any dragon who ever thinks they can rule through fear." As the sun rose over the alien valley, the 4 dragon girls nestled around him, exhausted but alive. And Otis, a human veteran in a galaxy that doubted his kind, stood tall, not because he was the strongest, but because he was human, clever, resilient, fearless, and he would protect these girls at any cost. Far above in the clouds, Velithra's shadow passed silently. She had underestimated a human. She would remember him, and next time, Otis knew, the battle would be even more dangerous. But for now, the dragon girls were safe, and the galaxy had once again seen what humans were truly capable of. For Otis, that was victory enough.